What's up guys, welcome back to my channel and it's time for another tutorial yet again. And this time again, back with a free synth tutorial. Now this one just got released, I think just 2 weeks ago, and it's a brand new one by a company that I'm not actually really aware of. And it's called Newfangled Audio. I think if I'm not mistaken, one of the guys was working with Eventide, and then he left the company and he formed newfangled to my knowledge. However, they've made some really cool products, and one of them is this cool free synth called as Pendulate. Now, it's actually modeled on the physics of what they call a pendulum. So it's actually pretty cool in the sense it can actually make some really rich sounds and really powerful, kind of really gritty kind of sounds, which I really liked. And the texture and sound of it is quite different from most synths, and it's free. And I'm a sucker for free plugins because most of my music is made from free plugins. So I thought I'll make a quick tutorial on it. No, I've just only got it, so I'm still getting to know more about the synth, and probably I will make a full-length one later on. But I just wanted to show a quick way where you can make the sounds really effectively and fast. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll put a link below for the VST to download and all the information with regarding to its concept, etc., etc. So, having said that, I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. So this is the interface of Pendulate. As you can see, it on the left here is the oscillator section. They call it the chaos oscillator, where all the sounds are produced. Over to the right here is basically another a distortion unit, as they call it, the wave folder. It has it has it has a drive unit where you add the distortion. It's got a fold where you have different stages of it, and you have the mix where you can actually mix between the sounds and some other features here. And then next to that is they call it the low pass gate, which is essentially nothing but more than a filter, a low pass filter, and it's got some extra features in there like a key track and velocity, which also you can control using the slow pass. And you have basically like a filter cutoff, resonance, and it's got another and it's got an LFO. Sorry, it's got a ADSR right there, right underneath it to control it. On to the bottom left here, we have the global section, couple of controls here. I mean, the usual ones that you see in other synths like timbre, um, modulation, and so forth. The ADSR has three different features, and then this is where all the routing happens, which I will explain further on how this actually functions. And next to that, we have an LFO unit with four basic shapes, how you can route an LFO, which can be routed to all these ones, as you can see. And at the end, we have a mixer, which actually has an inbuilt limiter. So no, you can actually crank it up and it still would limit it. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so all in all, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's not super complicated to understand the synth. So it's easy to dial in the sounds, but the quality of this is really good, and you can make some pretty interesting sounds in here, and really, very nitty, very gritty kind of sounds, and very rich in texture, which is what I like about the synth. And over here on top, you have some other features. And so yeah, so here is basically the routing, and how this essentially works is that you click on each of them, and it actually shows up. You can see all these boxes underneath it, and you can actually route all these sounds to these boxes. So it's actually pretty straightforward. And you can also click on each one of them, and it also turns into a knob, and you can also control it directly to any parameter that you want, and you can also control it like a knob. So it's like a kind of a modular kind of environment. So it's again very fairly straightforward, so nothing too complicated here. So all in all, it's pretty easy to dial in the sounds here. So we'll just move on and see how we can produce sounds. So what we're going to do now is actually we are just going to try to make well, good sounding sound, um, just by using just try to make a basic good sound by just taking the oscillator and then feeding it to the wave folder, and then to the filter. And um, so actually how this works is that when the chaos is at zero, it's nothing but a sine wave. And when you turn up the chaos amount is when the textures of the sound starts to come off. And then when you turn up the animate, that is when you can control the movement of the sound. As you can see. So we'll just try to build a good sound from here, and then let's see how we can develop that sound a bit further with this. So now we're gonna try and explain a bit further how this works. Is that when you click on this here, you can actually see all these boxes that's popping up. So each of these boxes can obviously be routed to every parameter. So you just click on it. So you just then a cable appears. So now that cable is attached to it, and then you can turn it up or down to modulate it. And then if you bring in the center, it turns off. So pretty much straightforward, like how you would see in any other wavetable synth, like Massive or Serum. It's kind of the similar concept, except that it has a cable.